Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Aden Duale, the Garissa Township Member of Parliament, has delivered disturbing news to Juliana Cherera and the three other commissioners. Aden Duale is not your ordinary politician. Aden Duale served as the majority leader between 2013 and 2017, and again after 2017 until the time he was kicked out of office by President Uhuru Kenyatta. Aden Duale is also a close ally of President William Samoei Arap Ruto. So the statement by Aden Duale through a series of tweets is significant, politically speaking. So in this video, I want us to look at Aden Duale's statement in verbatim, then try to explain why he delivered such message to the four commissioners. Before we do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without the support, this channel cannot be where it is. In fact, without your support, I would probably not even be on this screen right now. So many people have warned me, and so many people have also advised me to be very careful and even desist from criticizing William Ruto's government. And I want to thank Chris Kumekucha, my brother. I got your message. That message actually made me roll tears. But hopefully we'll be safe and we are likely to take those precautionary measures. Now let us get back to the main issue. On the day Wafula Chebukati declared William Ruto as the president-elect of the Republic of Kenya, four commissioners led by Juliana Cherera, Francis Wanderi, Justus Nyang'aya, and Irene Maset addressed a parallel or a separate press conference at the Serena hotels. And in their press conference, they refused to own the statement which Wafula Chebukati was reading. And they also sided with Azimio team during the petition. So on the day William Ruto's elections were upheld by the courts, by the Supreme Court, Juliana Cherera and the four commissioners were left stranded there. Because the truth of the matter is that that ruling by the Supreme Court cleaned, in quotes, Wafula Chebukati. So Kenyans have been wondering what would be the fate of these four commissioners under William Ruto. And yesterday, the four commissioners issued a statement, and in their statement, they accepted the verdict of the Supreme Court. And today, Aden Duale was on their case. And because Aden Duale is not your ordinary person, this is what Aden Duale posted, series of tweets, which is actually how many points? There are 10 points. Aden Duale says that change your tune, but you must face the music. So basically, according to Aden Duale, the four commissioners might change their tune the way they want, but they must face the music. And he's saying, today, the four IEBC commissioners issued a statement which I can only call abuse to the Kenyan people. So according to Duale, the statement they released is an abuse to the people of Kenya. What Aden Duale is forgetting is that despite the fact that William Ruto was declared the president, over 6.9 million Kenyans voted for the other side. And he's continuing, the four commissioners purported all of a sudden to support the statement by IEBC chairperson that the 8th August elections were free and fair. They further stated that they would respect the decision of the Supreme Court to uphold the presidential election. Now, if I am not wrong, I don't know what Duale had expected these four commissioners to do. Because in this country, the Supreme Court is the highest court of the land or in the land. You can't go beyond the Supreme Court. Once you reach the Supreme Court, that's the end of story. So I don't know what Aden Duale had expected these people, because the four commissioners indicated, they could have been right or wrong, that they were not agreeing with the results. So which was their right, and they went to court, and the court said Wafula Chebukati was right. So I don't really understand what Aden Duale expected them to do. Number three is saying, what a change of tune. These are the same commissioners who almost took this country into a crisis, as they purported to make false claim not only against the IEBC chair, but of an election that they oversaw to the end. But on realizing their masters had failed, they purported to create confusion at the 11th hour. Okay, so you can now get why Aden Duale wants these commissioners to be punished. Because it's like, just like the Supreme Court noted, that these guys decided to make that move late in the day. And it's continuing. These are the same commissioners who took Kenyans for a ride as they appeared in media's conference with the 0.01% embarrassing circus in what they called mathematical absurdity. Now, sometimes when you win election, then you must celebrate in or with humility. Aden Duale must accept that the Supreme Court gave them the authority to control or to rule this country. Aden Duale is just a member of parliament. I know he's likely to become a cabinet secretary. But even with that, these commissioners are also Kenyans. They are entitled to their opinions. Otherwise, if you start asking questions, Aden Duale was a majority leader in this country, and questions can be asked. So many questions about Duale. But for me, the fact that these guys talked of mathematical absurdity should not really worry Aden Duale. At this stage, if Kenya Kwanza are keen on ruling the country, they ought to accept that they now have leadership of the country, that on 14th, a day after they are sworn in, Kenyans would expect the prices of basic commodities to go down. That's the fact. And it's continuing at number 5. These are the same commissioners who looked straight to the cameras without blinking and made false statement that the elections were opaque and a one-man show just to discredit the electoral process and overturn the clear win of our president-elect William Ruto. Now, I'm seeing here Aden Duale trying to appeal to William Ruto, because the truth of the matter is that as much as William Ruto won, there are questions which are being raised about the 1%. Even if William Ruto won, remember Uhuru Kenyatta, the difference between Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga in 2017 was 1.4 million. 1.4 million, the difference between Uhuru and Raila. Now the difference between Ruto and Raila is 200. The fact is, as long as one extra person is on the other side, it's okay. But for the purposes of uniting the country, Aden Duale should lead in that front. Personally, I really value Aden Duale, because when I met just a few days before the elections, when my brother lost the wife and he was staying in Garissa, the Luos in Garissa came for that burial. They came in 2 buses. That was a huge number. And when I asked them about Aden Duale, they told me Aden Duale is someone they really value in Garissa. So for me, I've also talked to so many people, and they've always told me Aden Duale is a good man at a personal level. But this statement for me is not right for Aden Duale. And it's continuing. They went ahead and filed pleadings and tons of paragraphs in fabricated affidavits alleging and lying how the results were unverified and never proved, and hence begged, prayed, and forever prayed that the Supreme Court would nullify the elections. You know, the truth of the matter is that people have freedoms, and those freedoms some people shed their bloods for. I don't think anything wrong with the 4 commissioners going to court. When someone feels that they fabricated their evidence, then again someone can go to court and the court will make their ruling. And Aden Duale is saying at number 7 that these are the same commissioners who walked out of Bomas after being persuaded by their masters to disregard the sovereign will of the people. Okay, he might be right. And he's saying at number 8, what has suddenly changed for the runaway commissioners? Just because all their evil plans fail, now they want us to move on as if nothing ever happened. Now, if you take politicians, for example, in this country, those who are in Kenya Kwanza, and even those who are in ODM, you know, some of these politicians said so many things. There are politicians who are currently in Kenya Kwanza. One of them is Mudama, who said so many things against the DP. Today he is the leader of UDA party. Even in Azimio, Uhuru said so much about Raila, the same Raila, but they're now seated together. The fact is, Aden Duale must just accept that now they are in leadership, and therefore a lot of things needs to be done. And he's saying, no, it cannot be business as usual. The action in what appears like cinema featuring Cherera as the lead actor and voice actress is pure, blatant, gross violation of the Constitution and the law for attempting to subvert the will of the people through fabrication. Their actions were nothing short of gross misconduct, as they worked in court with their wicked masters to negate a free and fair elections. So basically, Aden Duale believes that Cherera and the group are working for their masters, in this case, President Uhuru Kenyatta. And sometimes I look at politicians and I wonder, because if you look at the history of Duale, he was one time the choir master in Jubilee, singing praises of Uhuru Kenyatta. The person is now calling master. And then Duale actually said so many things, which, if you were to revisit history, himself would not even watch himself on TV. I can just compile a video of what Aden Duale said before, and they stand today. And he's saying, consequently, the 4 commissioners should be held accountable, both individually and collectively. They cannot turn on and off like switch and expect us to just forget everything. They must face the music. You know, he started this statement by they must face the music, and it's concluding that they must face the music. And lastly, it's concluding Article 251 of the Constitution, which provides for removal of commissioners on the ground of grounds of gross violation of Constitution and law and gross misconduct, can only be the only solution. This is the music they must face. For now, they need to know sisi wa Kenya hatubebangwe hivo. So basically, just like I keep on saying, in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Aden Duale is relaying information straight from William Ruto and his team to these commissioners. They are going to be removed. That's the fact. And the commissioners must be prepared. But why is Aden Duale setting that pace? Number one, there is the revisiting. Just like for those who followed politics, after the Supreme Court nullified Uhuru Kenyatta's election in 2017, they promised to revisit. And indeed, they revisited the Supreme Court. And there's so much which took place at that time. Number two, Aden Duale is actually setting the pace for Kenya Kwanza rule. So basically, they are telling people that this is how we are going to deal with the people. If you oppose us, get ready. If you supported us, it's okay. So anybody who opposed Kenya Kwanza and is working with government should be prepared, because I'm told Fred Matiang'i has already left the country. I don't know. And I also tend to think that partly Aden Duale is expressing the bitterness in Kenya Kwanza. You know, Kenya Kwanza would have wanted a situation where they had declared the president-elect without any issue, because now the Supreme Court, if, for example, the Supreme Court had nullified this election, even if Ruto won, definitely the win would have been dented. And lastly, it is a message which is sending to the other constitutional offices that for Kenya Kwanza, this is how we are going to operate. We are not going to allow people who never worked with us when we wanted them. I don't know what you think. That's my take. And by the way, President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga today chaired the Azimio parliamentary group meeting. William Ruto also chaired his party's meeting, and they are facing off at the in parliament. So who is going to win the speaker's seat? Let us wait and see. But because William Ruto is already the president, I think his team will prevail. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.